Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Dribbz Talks podcast. We're bringing it to you real, raw and uncut. A safe place where we can talk about anything and everything. So like, share and subscribe. But most importantly, keep it locked. Everything's gonna be just fine. Everything's gonna be okay. Just take one step at a time. That's what the leaflets say.
Yo, this is your boy Jumping Jack Frost, and you're locked into the Dribbz Talk podcast on Spotify and YouTube. Keep it locked right here, baby.
Yes, people, welcome back to another episode of Dribbz Talks, the podcast where we look at life's most talented people, bring them into the hot seat to talk about their journey and what brought them to where they are today. Now, joining me today is a man that I've known for many years within this music scene. He's known for applying himself to many different genres, and when he's on a lineup, you know that lineup is fire. His name is John Price, or better known as DJ Darkfada. Welcome to the show, bro.
Big up, Dribbz.
How'd you find that intro? Do you like that little intro there?
Yeah, it was alright, man.
I like to nice up the guests before I go in, do you know what I mean?
I appreciate that, bro.
Are you good though, yeah?
Yeah, I'm good, man.
Ready for this?
I'm good. Yeah, I'm ready.
Cool, man. So, firstly then, bro, can you give my listeners who may not have heard of you just a brief description of who you are and where you're originally from?
I'm from Hadley, Telford. I started off as a drum and bass DJ a long time ago. I play drum and bass still, but I play garage as well. Grime, a little bit of 140. Yeah, that kind of stuff, man.
Yeah, man. Okay, right. So I'm quick to jump in and talk about everything that you're doing now, but with most of my guests, I think it's really important to take things way back to the very start. So I want to know from you, did you grow up in a musical household?
Not really. Nah, not really. My dad sort of listened to a little bit of house kind of stuff when I was little, but nothing like jungle or drum and bass. I kind of found Tupac when I was really young in school.
Yeah, man.
And yeah, that was the first music that I really sort of fell in love with.
I think we all found Tupac at one stage or another, mate.
Yeah.
I was saying this to a guest previously. I can't think who it was, but we were saying how like Tupac's lyrics, like back then. I mean, he died in 1996, but
yeah,
like his lyrics are still relevant today, bro.
That's what I mean. Who do you know, who would pass away but have that many albums worth of lyrics recorded to record
Trust
after
me.
his death, man?
It's crazy, isn't it? Man. And like you said, you know, the message that he kind of brings with them lyrics, yeah, man, it is still very relevant today. I've got a lot of respect for Tupac, man, and the lyrics that he wrote, you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. I'm still listening to him now.
So am I, bro. So am I. I've got some vinyls and everything, and I was mad on him back in the day, mate. I used to have posters on my wall, all of his films, you know, Above the Rim, Gridlocked, Poetic Justice.
Juice.
Juice, of course. What's your all-time favourite Tupac album?
Sometimes I'd say Loyal to the Game.
Oh yeah,
but I think Better Days for me.
Better Days
at the moment. Anyway, it changes.
I think Better Days was like his. I want to say recent, but I'm sure that was released after his death, wasn't it? It was all full of remixes, wasn't it? You like that, yeah?
Yeah.
Cool, man. All Eyes on Me was my favourite one, but
classic, man.
Still I Rise as well was a wicked album.
But the reason why I love Loyal to the Game though is produced by Eminem. And
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's produced by Eminem. A lot of the tracks were made by him as well.
As if. I didn't know that, bro. I didn't know that. So, when you was a youth then, what did you aspire to be growing up? Was there anything in particular?
I don't know, mate, to be honest. That's a tough question, man. Definitely never thought about DJing, anyway. Yeah, I don't know, mate. I can't really answer that.
No, it's cool, man. Yeah, there was nothing that you wanted to be, like, you know, wanted to get into anything.
Nah, it makes me sound like an unambitious
No, it
kid,
doesn't.
mate.
No, it doesn't. No.
Nah, to be honest, I can't really think of that off the top of my head, to be honest, mate. No, I'm not really sure.
That's absolutely fine, bro. Did you ever have any, like, particular role models in your life that you looked up to as a child?
My granddad, definitely, man.
Yeah, man. My granddad was 100%. A legend.
Yeah, my granddad, 100%. I went to live with him when I was probably about 12. Yeah, I went to live with my granddad, man, when my nan passed away, because, you know, family didn't want him to be on his own, so, yeah, I went and lived with my granddad, so he was sort of always, my role model, man. Definitely.
Did he teach you a lot of life skills and that?
Yeah, definitely, 100%, man. You know what granddads are like, they've always got stories and stuff,
They're legends, aren't they?
Legends, man, definitely, and he used to box as well.
Come on.
So, like in the Navy. So, you know, he sort of was the one who sort of got me into watching boxing, which I still love now.
Yeah, I love my boxing too,
Yeah,
bro.
definitely.
Yeah, man. You got to pay respect to these granddads.
Definitely, man.
And
yeah.
like I said, man, it's important to know your roots. It's important to learn these stories, isn't it? Because, you know,
Yeah.
it's where we are today. It's where we are
Yeah,
today, isn't it?
definitely, man.
I always say that, like, if you're, you know, there's not a lot of people that get to our age that are lucky to have grandparents, but, you know, if you've
Yeah.
got grandparents in your life, don't take them for granted, man.
No,
listen
definitely.
to their stories, innit? Because,
Yeah.
like, yeah, they're your roots. They are your roots. I think that is dead
100%.
important.
I think my granddad passed away when I was 18. I don't think I ever got over that properly,
Yeah.
to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy, bro. It's crazy. Have you always lived in Telford then?
Yeah, mate, yeah.
Yeah? Always been in Hadley?
Always been in TF1.
Come on.
Obviously, I live in Ketley now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've always been in TF1.
So
Yeah.
do you think that the area that you grew up in, do you think it shaped you as a person and taught you, like, real life living?
Definitely, man. Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. Because, I mean, to be honest, like, I chilled in Donington a lot when I was growing up. So if I wasn't in Hadley, I was in Donington. So, yeah, you've got to have a certain, like, way about yourself to get on in that.
Yeah, man. Was there a lot of bad influences around your area that you could have quite easily got involved in?
Yeah, I'd say so, mate. Yeah, but I mean, to be honest, like I fell into a bad crowd for a while myself, but I can't, you know, it's one of them, innit? I think it's just how you come out of it, innit?
Most people do, don't they? And they end up finding. I think there's two types of people. There's people that fall into that crowd and kind of stay in that crowd and then live that life, or there's people that turn it around. You know what I mean?
Learn from it, like
Exactly
yeah,
that.
Pull away from it.
But it is dead easy to fall into these crowds, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely, man.
100%.
And, you know, I mean, I say like bad influences and that, but I'm still friends with a lot of
Course.
these people. I mean, you know, to bump into and say hello to, they're not people that I choose to spend a lot of time with. But
Yeah, that's the same with me, man. Growing up in Donington, like, you know, there's some certain people that, like, it's a good thing with me, like, growing up, I've never really had any dramas with anyone, really. I've kind of got on with everyone.
Yeah, I think that's the same with me, to be honest. Like, it's just, you know, you've got to be easy to get on with to
100%.
live in them kind of places.
Yeah,
do you know
yeah,
what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah. And I think that kind of shines through, you know, you as a man now, bro, because you are very easy to get on with. Do you know what I mean?
I try and be, mate. Yeah, I try and be. I mean, doing what we do and being in raves all the time and that, and like, I know you see a lot of the same people, but you meet a lot of new people, and you know, if you're a dickhead, you're not going to get brought back into them, you know, into them situations.
I always say this, like, aspiring MCs that get in touch with me and they're like, you know, what does it take to be an MC? And I'm like, just don't be a dickhead. You'll get so much further in the game if you're a nice person. Do you know what I mean?
100%. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, people think
Obviously, you're always going to have people who don't like you, regardless of how nice you are, mate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. So, do you remember the first time that you were ever introduced to rave music? Was there a particular set, or was there a mix that you heard which kick-started your interest in rave music?
100%.
I can tell that because you're nodding now. I can tell you're sure of this.
Yeah, it was Brocky and Det. It was a New Year's Eve 1999 Helter Skelter tape that somebody had left at my mate's house, and we whacked it on. I listened to that loads, man. I took it home, and yeah, Brocky's still one of my favourite DJs now, man. Seriously.
Yeah, he's a people's person as well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and
definitely.
these podcasts do actually fall into Brocky's Facebook group, so you know there might be a chance that Brocky may listen.
Big up Brocky. Do you know what? I've got that tape tattooed on my arm.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, have you? Oh, okay. I knew you got a tape.
Tattooed. Yeah, I've got that tape tattooed on my elbow, man.
That's how much it means, man.
That's how much it means. That's what got me into drum and bass, man.
Love that. Was it a tape at the time, or was it a CD?
It was a tape, mate. That's how long ago it was. You know, I've actually showed Brocky that tattoo.
You have?
He was gassed, mate.
I bet he was.
Buzzing, man.
I bet he was. This is what I always say, man. If you meet a headline artist and they've had any kind of impact in your life, fucking tell them, bro.
Mate, when I met Brian G, at the Heel Festival
the after party,
big up Baz.
Yeah, man, big up Bazland.
As soon as he walked in, Brian G, I was like, mate, I've got V Recordings label logo tattooed on my kneecap. He was like, mate, drop your trousers now. I need to see that now. So there's a picture of me floating around with my trousers down.
Check that for a one-liner, man, from Brocky.
Yeah.
Drop your trousers. Brian G.
Yeah.
Drop your trousers.
Yeah. He was buzzing, man. Yeah,
I bet, man. I bet. So, at what age did you first get your first turntables?
When it was coming up to my 15th birthday, and my stereo was knackered. My old man said, look, you know, for your birthday, you need a new stereo. I was like, yeah, cool. So he took me to Richer Sounds in Wolverhampton, having a look around and that, and there was just some decks, some proper dead belt drive Gemini decks set up on a table. And I was like, do you know what? I was like, I'd really like them. He was like, well, you'll mess around with them for 10 minutes and you won't care about them again.
So I got my first Slamming Vinyl ticket at 17 years of age, man. I was like, is he going to sell it me? And yeah, man, I remember that feeling of holding that Slamming Vinyl ticket and the coach ticket to
Buzzing,
go along.
yeah.
I've still got it. I've still got the tickets, man. And the rest is literally history.
We used to go and buy like all our like smoking stuff from there, man. They used to sell a bit of everything in there, innit? Yeah.
Everything, yeah. So, okay, so do you remember, this is less about you performing and more as a raver. This is really going to get your thinking cap on here. Do you remember your first rave that you attended strictly as a raver?
Do you know what, bruv? Yeah, like there really wasn't one, because I've never really been a raver ever. Like I've sort of, I'm just a DJ. I've never really been to raves that I'm not performing at, really.
Really?
Yeah, genuinely.
So you just kind of jumped for like
I've been to some to come and support like my friends in the scene. Do you know what I mean? I've popped in to see them, but there's never been like a time where I've been like, do you know what? I need to go to this rave. And do you know what I mean? I've never really been that kind of person, man.
You just kind of jumped into the deep end, right?
Literally, yeah. Like with DJing, like it's kind of just been that's what brought me into raves. You know, I wasn't a raver before.
Okay, so focusing on even when you attended just to show support, how do you think raves have changed from way back then to now?
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, it's a weird question, isn't it? Because the music's definitely changed. Like, if you go into a rave that's predominantly drum and bass, obviously back then it was a lot more sort of jungle roller kind of stuff. It's a lot more sort of screechy kind of, like, you get a lot of sort of that Belgian influence now, which I don't mind. It's not something I'd seek out or really play myself, but yeah, the music's definitely evolving, man, which is always, it's a good thing, man.
I feel there's like some, I don't know if it's just a sign of getting older, but it seems there's just a massive younger generation that's kind of descending up on these raves, you know what I mean? Yeah. I look around these raves and I think like, wow, you look like young enough to be my daughter. You know, I've got a daughter that's 16 now, and it's mad. I don't know, it might just be a sign of getting older, man. I don't know.
We're definitely getting older, mate. 100%. But do you know what? It's mad, yeah, because at the moment we live in a good time, because you can turn on the radio in the morning and you can hear drum and bass on 100%. Radio 1.
Yeah, man.
So, you know, it's the music's out there, man.
100%.
The music's out there. It's not as underground. I know a lot of people hate that. Like,
yeah, they do.
I don't really mind it. You know, I'm getting to the age now where I don't really even listen to Radio 1. Do you know what I mean? You get in my car, you don't hear Radio 1. But you know, I appreciate that it's out there, man, and people are finding it, man, because it helps them to find us easier on SoundCloud and stuff.
That's very true, mate. Yeah, I've had people come up to me and they're like, oh, I love drum and bass. I'm well into rudimental. And I'm like, do you know what I mean? I mean, like, it's great that they're doing things for commercial, but there's so much other stuff you can explore when it comes to drum and bass. Do you know what I mean?
It's like, with drum and bass, I always find the best stuff is always going to be underground, man.
Of course. Yeah, do you know what I mean?
Like, obviously, you know, people like Subfocus and Dimension and stuff, they're absolutely killing it. But for me, the people that I think are killing it for myself, people like Amplify and that, who are absolutely smashing the underground.
Definitely.
You know, stuff like that. That's the kind of drum and bass I prefer to listen to.
Yeah. No, I get that. All right, so let's move on to your first booking. Do you remember where your first booking was?
Yeah, man.
You do? Of course you do. Come on, then.
You never forget your flyer, first. Yeah, framed. They spelt my name wrong, yeah?
Did they?
Yeah, I've still got the flyer framed at home. Me and Wazza. I think it was like 2005, something like that.
What was it?
It was at JR's in Newtown. His brother worked there. And yeah, man, we got the booking. We went down. Vinyl set, man. Do you know who's on the lineup? Penny Giles, yeah, but his name was Fat Stu at the
Stu,
time.
Man. Big up Stu, Penny Giles. Yeah, I remember him from back in the day, man.
Yeah, man, he was on the lineup as well. There was a bit of everything there, man. There was like rock music, everything, but we had sort of like the main room. And yeah, it was mad. Like, I remember I did an hour. I come off. I went outside. I was sort of sat on my little record box, man, just like, you know, thinking that was it. And then the guys come outside and he's like, mate, you're back on in 20 minutes. And I was like, oh, shit.
That's crazy. How did it feel to be booked for the very first time, bro? Because, you know, you spend that much time, you know, kind of progressing your craft in your bedroom and whatnot and to other people. But, you know, how did it feel to get that first booking? I remember how it felt for me, but how did it feel for you?
Mate, I think I told everybody that I met. Of course you did. Within, like, the few weeks of leading up to it, man, I was buzzing. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, there's one thing about you, bro, like, especially more so back in the day. I kind of see you, sometimes you'll rock up on your ones or with someone else, but back in the day, you rocked up with a crew, like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Me, Dizzy, Prince and Wazza, man, we went
I'm the rest, bro.
Man.
I'm the rest. Course, you know what I mean? There was so many people that used to come down and support you in that. And,
definitely. definitely, man.
Yeah,
100%.
It's crazy. So, you know, how did it feel to get behind them decks on stage? Was you mad nervous?
Nah, do you know what? See, this is what I say to a lot of people now, yeah. Because obviously, like, I'm old now. I've been doing this for a long time, and people always ask if I get nervous DJing. I don't, but I feel like that's because I took so much time, but like, I mean, years, yeah, DJing in my bedroom, and I knew that I was ready to be on a stage. Obviously, you get people now who have a controller for a few weeks and they're out seeking bookings. And, you know, it's one of them. Like, I feel like I took time to perfect my craft, so I knew I'd be comfortable on a stage, which I always have been. I've never really been nervous DJing.
That's cool, mate. I like that. I like that. You've never been nervous?
Nah, I don't really get nerves
That's
DJing.
mad, because
I get more nerves coming here to do this.
Come on. It's mate, yeah, that's crazy, because, like, with us, like, we hit the 20 years very soon, and, like, we still get nervous, bro.
Oh, no, I don't.
We still get nervous.
Yeah, but it's different for you because you're front of stage. Do you know what I mean? I've kind of got an MC kind of bridging me to the crowd, I guess. Do you know what I mean?
I guess so, yeah. I mean, I hate to... There's a lot of MCs out there that think they're the star of the show, and, like, that's the difference with us, you know. We're the mediator. We're just the middleman between the crowd and the DJ, do you know what I mean? And there's nothing more than we love than to catch a vibe with the DJ. We had a booking only a few weeks ago, bro, and, like, we were downstairs in the venue, and the DJ was like 3 flights up, and we couldn't see him, and it was almost as if we were emceeing to a mix fader. We found it really, really hard. Do you know what I mean?
There used to be a venue in Wolverhampton, the Shed, DJ Ether.
Okay.
Big up DJ Ether, absolute legend, man. He used to bring us lot in back in the day. But yeah, man, that's what that was like. You used to go in there, and then I'd go up a massive staircase, and Dizzy Wazza and Prince would all be sort of like stood in the dance floor, like on the dance floor in the crowd.
And you'd be up in the rafters?
And I'd be up in the rafters,
How
like
did that
on some
feel?
balcony, man. Like, to be honest, I mean, like, I get into a bit of a zone. A lot of the times, if people want to rewind, they have to tap me because my head's down and I'm just doing the job. So
Yeah.
it didn't affect me too much, but obviously I've got like Dizzy at the bottom going, bro, rewind, do you know what I mean? And
I think there's like, for me, there's nothing better than like a DJ drops a mix that you're like, bloody hell, that's amazing, and you'll go up to them and just give them a bit of a handshake or a high five, or like, you know, you'll just give that little nod, like, yeah, man, that was sick, and they like, yeah.
Getting a screw face off your MC, yeah, is one of the highest compliments you can get as a DJ, man.
100%, yeah, definitely, yeah. But we did struggle with all that for sure, man. So, like, from performing with your first booking, did you instantly think that being a DJ was what you wanted to do, or was it something that you gradually had to get into?
To be honest, after that initial booking, like, it wasn't sort of like that opened the floodgates and loads of stuff happened for us, because it weren't like that. Obviously, me and Waz had been like, because when I first met Wazza, he become my MC pretty much straight away. I met him, he was 16. I accidentally broke his nose with a football. I accidentally hit him in the nose with a football. And we just got on, and he was my MC. So me and him were just doing bedroom sets for years and years and years, and then it was like, so I mean, my first regular bookings come from the Zonk lads.
Right. Okay.
You know, I was still doing bits and pieces, but like Isaac, Josh, and Prince, like Young Politics, they were called at the time. They started bringing me in. They heard me DJ, and they started bringing me in. And then, I heard Prince MC, and I was like, I'm stealing him. He's going to be my MC. Like,
wicked.
And
I know Zonked, like, we spoke about this with a previous podcast with Prince, but like Zonked, they bought a lot of big names to Telford, man. Give them that. Do you know what I mean?
Honestly, man, like them guys were absolutely smashing it. Some of them nights, obviously, like the Trigger night, Skibbity, R.I.P. Skibbity,
R.I.P. Man.
You know, Bassman.
Azza and Grimer before they got big.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But to be fair, that wasn't a Zonk night, man.
Wasn't it?
Nah, that was the first and only Telford Never Sleeps event.
As if I didn't know that, bro.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, but do you know what? Every time, even now, when I see Azza, like I seen him at D&B Shellers, and he was like, "I remember you, mate. You guys brought us in when we were coming up." And
that's crazy. No, I didn't know that. But yeah, Zonks, they did have some weighty lineups for Telford,
they did, man.
They didn't seem, from what I seen, they kind of stayed within Telford. They didn't seem to go any further.
Nah, they did Birmingham.
Did they?
They did Birmingham.
Wicked.
They had Total Recall and Vader headlining with like a sort of old school drum and bass set.
Wicked. Okay, so fast forwarding all these years, DJ Darkfada, in my opinion, is a very strong up and coming artist that is definitely one to look out for. But I'd like to know, What does it mean for you to still be current and in demand after all these years, bro?
Do you know what? There's a lot of promoters that look after me. Obviously, big up Paul North, Subvert, big up Baz, big up Sheppy from D&B Religion, big up Mark from Audio Tech. I'm gonna forget some and I'm gonna feel horrible, but like, yeah, man, like there's like the promoters that look after me. Obviously, it's weird. Like you never feel current. It's nice when the bookings come in, but you know, like to get when I won Best Drum and Bass Act, like that was weird. I wasn't expecting it, at all. Like I know that everybody says that, but straight up, I wasn't expecting it. Like,
I did see the shock on your face. You look surprised, bro.
Straight up, man. Like I was shocked, man. Like I couldn't believe it. But like for me, that kind of made me feel a little bit more sort of current, I guess.
Yeah.
But,
so just quickly, for the benefit of my listeners who, you know, you say you won Drum and Bass Acts, they may be thinking, where's that from? Just give them a little lowdown on that. Own that shit, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that was Shropshire Music Awards year before last.
I think it was the year
2023.
Yeah.
Big up Trademark and the Shropshire Music Awards, man. They're doing a lot for the music scene.
100%.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we obviously like there was a lot of really, really good like drum and bass artists in that category, man. My boy Diz won the year before. So yeah, man, it was that. It was mad.
Wicked,
yeah, it
wicked.
was weird.
So, because with these questions, you know, I don't like to follow an order. It is a bit switchy, but I want to know for you, when you're DJing, do you have a go-to track or like a signature track that you always include in your sets?
Do you know what? Like you have with DJing, like obviously you have to progress your sets and that. I have tracks that I do have for a while that sit in my mixes. I've got one that's been in mine for ages now.
What's that, bro?
It's 8 by Amplify.
Okay.
It just goes off, man. It literally goes off. It's quite old now. It's a few years old, but
it's a 30, is it?
It's a 30, man. It's a crowd pleaser, man. It's a crowd pleaser.
Love that. I love that. Now, I know you take this DJing very serious, and it's more than a hobby for you, but what qualities do you think a DJ needs when they're performing?
Confidence.
100%.
Confidence, definitely, man. Just more confidence in the fact that you're doing a good job than you know, stage presence, which I don't think you need as a DJ. I think that's an MC thing, really.
Mm-hmm. No, I get that.
Confidence,
100%.
Definitely. Skill, 100%, because I mean, you know, you shouldn't be on a stage if you don't have the skill to be there, in my opinion.
No, I get that. 100%, man. So, how do you try to stay current with new tracks and the evolving sound of drum and bass?
Do you know what? Like, obviously, I do my own research with tracks as well. But I mean, you're in the same sort of Solid Drum and Bass inbox group, yeah. Big up DJ Colon, man. My
started
man,
that, didn't
he posts a lot of the current tunes, man.
Yeah.
It's accessible. You're like, okay, if Colon's posted it, man, it's going to be a banger. So that definitely helps. But to be honest, I mean, I find most of new drum and bass gets released on Fridays and Mondays, I find. So,
right, okay.
I mean, I'm always on Juno just having a look. I mean, that's my go-to sort of place to get my tunes from, unless they're Beatport exclusive. Yeah,
100%. So DJing in drum and bass, it can bring many positives, but I'd like to know off you, is there any negatives to being a DJ?
I mean, we've all played to the bar staff, innit?
It's all part of the process. I keep telling people
we've all played to the bar
You've
staff.
You've got to do that to get the bigger stages, man.
Yeah,
Standard.
Definitely, man. I mean, you know, if you turn up to a booking that you've drove a couple of hours to get there, and you know, ticket sales haven't been amazing and that, but you know, you still turn up and you do your set. Sometimes you can leave a little bit disheartened, man. Do you know what I mean? But you know, just don't take it personally, man.
Yeah. The worst ones is like when the promoter's telling you that it's sold out and like, you know what I mean, it's going to be vibes, it's going to be packed, it's going to be roadblock, and you're getting all hyped for it, and then man, we had a booking, I'm not going to mention, but we had a booking only a few weeks ago, bro, and like that initial opening them we got to the venue and like the smoking area was packed, outside the venue packed. Open that door to the main arena, bro. There's 4 people in there. Yeah. And we were like, but we try to bring, and I don't know if it's the same with you, regardless to whether there's 10 people or 100, same energy.
If anything, it's practice hours on the stage, isn't it? Do you know what, right? I'll tell this story. I'm not going to say where it was.
Go for it.
Me, Dizzy and Prince, right, we got booked for this event, yeah. It was a massive lineup, right? And but we were in the main room. It was either 3 till 4 a.m. or 4 till 5 a.m. It was late, man. Proper graveyard shift. And it's got like, it's got to about like 1 o'clock in the morning, yeah. And I've rung Diz. He's just like, yeah, man, yeah, I'm ready. Rung Prince. Prince is just like, I'm not going. And I was like, seriously? He's like, look, bro. He's like, I'm sorry, man. He's like, I'm not going to make it, man. It's too late for me or whatever. And I was just like, oh. I made him feel a bit guilty about it. Tried to. Didn't work, yeah. So anyway, me and Diz, I've gone and picked Dizzy up. All the way down there, man, me and Diz are gassed. We're like, yeah, man, this is going to be vibes. The lineup's massive and that. Push the door open, yeah. All that's in there is the promoter and his missus sat on 2 speakers. The rave had been shut down early. And as soon as he turned and looked at us, he was like, oh, shit, I was supposed to message you guys, man. And I was like, do not tell Prince. Tell him it was the best night we've ever had. Do not tell Prince, man, that he'd made the right decision.
Yeah. Well, he's going to know now. And he's going to put 2 and 2 together,
sorry,
man.
Bro.
He's going to know.
Sorry, bro.
Who were some of your biggest musical influences, both within and outside drum and bass?
Mate, the GOAT DJ Hazard, man. Like, I'll say this to anybody. Hazard is the best drum and bass artist.
He's a don, isn't he?
Hazard is the man. And if you've ever met him, like I met him at D&B Religion
he
last
come down
year,
there, didn't
man.
he?
Yeah, man. Like I warmed up for him for Subvert, and that was unreal. Like it was wicked to meet him then. But at D&B Religion, I got to properly chat to him, and literally one of the nicest guys you can ever meet, man.
Yeah.
The guy knows the inside out of drum and bass. He's
been there and done it, hasn't he?
man.
100%, man.
Yeah, for drum and bass, it's Hazard. There is nobody else, man.
A little exclusive. Me and Monchi are hosting his setup at Heel Festival.
Nice, man.
Yeah, man. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, nice, man. Nice.
Definitely looking forward to that. So, what are some of the biggest challenges when you face when DJing, and how do you handle these challenges?
Challenges, I mean, to be honest, I mean, a lot of it's sort of like motorway miles, man, as well.
Yeah.
Like driving and stuff and finding venues and finding parking and stuff. And I said this to like Diz a few times, man, and like I'm like, we've got to be in Bristol at this time. He's like, all right, well, we'll leave at this time. And I'm like, no, bro, we need to leave, this time because we need to find parking.
Allow time for parking.
100%, man. Yeah.
I've been there when it's like 5 minutes till you go in, and then there's a parking meter, and like it's not just cash or cards. You've got to get the website, and you've got to find the app and pay for it. It's long, man.
Yeah, man, definitely stuff like that. But I mean, keeping up with music, definitely, because I mean, if you're gonna be a DJ on the circuit, you have to invest in yourself, man. You've got to make sure you've got up-to-date music. You've got to make sure, that you're playing relevant stuff, and unless you're an old school DJ, and you've been playing the same tunes for for a long time, which you can get away with doing. 100%. I mean, if you're playing at like current raves and stuff, you've got to be playing current music, man. Yeah,
man. So how do you prepare for a set? Do you have like a ritual or like a process to get in the right headspace?
But see, I'm weird with that. Like my spare room is a DJ studio. So I find whatever I'm going to DJ, if I'm going to play garage, I will mix drum and bass all day. If I'm going to play drum and bass, I'll mix garage all day. If I'm going to play grime, I'll play one of the others. Like
it's interesting, that, bro.
That's what I've always done, and I always find I feel more fresh because I'm practiced on the decks, but I'm not over practiced on the genre that I'm playing.
Yeah.
That's what I've always done.
We like if we're on the way to a rave where we know obviously we're going to be in a rave for like 4 hours of a sound system, we will listen to anything other than drum and bass, hip hop, whatever. Like, do you know what I mean?
Do you know what? You never really hear like drum and bass in my car. It's very rare, man. Unless we're on our way to a rave and like I've got Diz or Prince or Woz or someone with me, and they're like, get some drum and bass and let me warm my vocals. Do you know what I mean? Like, but other than that, I mean, I tend to just keep that for the raves. Man.
Yeah, that's cool, man. Do you prefer smaller, intimate gigs or the larger crowds, and why?
To be honest, both have got their benefits, man. When you play to a larger crowd, sometimes it's not always what you expect it to be. Sometimes, even though the crowd's there's problems with the monitors, or there's but. With intimate crowds, it's the same. Sometimes, there's other issues, but you can get benefits from both, man. I love playing both, man.
Yeah. Okay, so thinking on the topic of your bookings, what's been your most memorable moment in drum and bass when you've been booked for an event?
Well, there's two for me. Really.
Okay, all right, go for it.
In drum and bass, anyway, there's two for me. There's DJing for Trigger. in my hometown, man.
That's mad.
And not expecting him to turn up, because it was like he literally got there 5 minutes before he had to be on stage,
really?
and the lads were panicking. And that for me, man, like that set, absolutely, like, yeah, that was amazing. Like Trigger's always been one of my favourites, man. And then I think the other one was DJing for Skibbity, man.
Yeah, man, that's super special. Obviously, with him gone as well now. Do you know what I mean?
Definitely.
There's very few MCs, especially, you know, of our caliber, that can say that they've had Skibbity host their set, man. That's big.
Yeah, it was mad, mate. Honestly, that's what I mean. Like with,
I'll mention as well, because you probably forgot about this one, Storming as well, bro.
Storming, yeah, man. He got booked to MC for me on my birthday.
Okay.
In Birmingham. Yeah, that was crazy, man. That was when SAS was massive at the time as well, and. Yeah, I wasn't expecting that to happen, man. The promoter got in touch with me and he was just like, look, he's like, I've spoke to, you know, with the budget that I've got, I've spoke to Storming, and Storming's going to come and host your set. And I was like, that ain't going to happen. But yeah, Storming, man, yeah, that was crazy, man.
Damn, man, R.I.P. the hype master.
R.I.P., yeah,
Do you know what I mean? There ain't many that can come close to his energy on stage, for sure.
Nah, definitely.
Now, I've said this in many different podcasts where your name's been mentioned, but when you rock up to a rave, you've heard this already, but when you rock up to a rave, your presence, the way you carry yourself, and just your aura, it just screams DJ to me. Now, how important is it for you to look the part when you're out and about?
Yeah, to be honest, I mean, like, when you sent me that clip, like, that proper, that, you know, that made me laugh, man. I was like, shit, you know, I wasn't expecting that. Like, I don't know. Like, genuinely, I don't know.
So it's not even something that you consciously do?
Nah, 100% not, man. Definitely not. Obviously, like, my boy Neil Willis, big up Neil.
Big up Neil, man.
Always goes on about my backpack, man. What you got in the backpack? I'm like, bro, you know, DJ stuff, man.
That's really funny you should mention that, because in a few questions' time, you're about to enlighten me. But yeah, man, I have a few comments about my backpack as well. Hey, you got a little backpack, have you? You got a little Happy Meal in there?
Yeah, you're on your way to school, are you, mate?
Yeah, man, 100%. So, like me, here we go. You're known for carrying a backpack now when you're out and about. So, what I was going to say is I'm intrigued to know what you carry in there, but you've just mentioned it's DJ stuff, man. Yeah,
man. All right, so headphones, definitely, yeah. Always headphones. USB sticks.
Yeah.
Deodorant, man, because, mate, you spend a lot of time, probably more time than I do in raves, yeah? You can't be smelling musky, man.
Nah,
you know
not
what I mean?
at all.
Yeah, that got maybe a drink, maybe some water.
That's enough, bro.
That's it, man.
Pack of crayons.
Do you know what I mean? I ain't putting all that in my pockets, man. Do you know what I mean? And do you know what? This is a thing. You know, I'm not slagging off anybody that does this, yeah. But I don't like to do it myself. I don't like to be that guy, yeah, that's walking around a rave carrying his headphones.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't like doing
People
that.
do it
man.
as a bit of a status, don't they?
Yeah, look at me, I'm
DJ.
DJing it. Do you know what I mean? I don't like that, man. So yeah, I tend to just put them all in a backpack. I never realised, that it was a thing until Neil mentioned it.
Yeah,
man.
I've had a few people mention to me. The worst one for me is I went to D&B Religion. I had my Nike backpack and I just bought it and I loved it. It's like a mini Nike backpack, you know the little mini ones. And I think it was. Who was it? It might have been Lydia from Salad D&B crew. It might have been Lydia. She was like, oh, I've got that backpack at home. And I was just like, great. No, it's crazy. So you gained a residency with Subvert and you've performed across most of their lineups. What did it mean for you to be secured into the team with a residency?
Yeah, it was massive, man. Big up Paul, big up Ollie, big up Rich, big up Sophie, big up Escape, big up 100%. Everybody, man. Yeah, it was crazy, man. Because obviously, you know, those guys, they put on like all different kinds of subgenres. You know, they're always bringing in different headliners. I mean, I tend to play a lot more jump up and rollers and stuff like that. Like, and yeah, man, getting shouted to be a Subvert resident was massive, man. Big up the Subvert family always, man.
And it's not just Subvert that you perform. You perform at a lot of different venues. But I want to know from you, what's been your most iconic venue to perform in?
Lakota, probably main stage. Lakota was
That's
big,
wicked.
man.
That's big,
that was
mate.
Big. Blue Mountain, R.I.P. Blue Mountain, man.
Where was that?
Bristol.
Okay, right.
Yeah, Bristol. Yeah, a few places in London as well, man. You know, like just all over the place, man. I mean, I've been DJing for a long time, man. Like, so it just all kind of just fades into one sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, obviously the butter market is iconic, man.
I keep saying this to people, like, people don't realise, like, just how much of a gem the butter market is. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
Having that on our doorstep is just amazing.
Do you know when I did, I DJ'd for Don't Flop in the main room in the butter market, I think it's the only time I've ever played in the main room. And yeah, big up Don't Flop. He brought me in because obviously, you know, I'm a local DJ. I didn't know what he wanted me to do. I was like, you know, am I going to DJ for the battles and stuff? Because I've always been a massive fan of Don't Flop. And he was like, nah, what I want you to do is I want you to do a big grime set at the end with like P Soldier and everyone. And I was like, oh shit, man. And it was like, you know, Monroe, big up Monroe, Pridey, big up Pridey, Triple J, big up J. All of us, like, man, we all just sort of jumped on at the end and just did like an hour of like grime and 140, man. Like, if there's one set I wish got recorded that wasn't drum and bass, it will be that one.
Ah, damn. How has there ever been, like, you don't have to mention the promoters here, bro, but has there ever been an area or a venue that you've left and thought, I ain't ever going back there again?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, we'll leave it there. Yeah.
Should we just leave it at that?
We'll leave it there, yeah. Yeah, definitely, man. 100%.
Is there any particular DJ that you feel like massively inspired by in all aspects of your craft?
EZ, outside
boy.
of drum and bass, EZ,
Yeah,
100%.
he's a nice guy as well, isn't he?
Yeah.
Lovely guy.
Yeah, man. EZ, definitely. Obviously, Hazard, like, that goes without saying for me. Like, I'm a massive Hazard guy. Yeah, man. I mean, yeah. And DJ Craze, man. Like, Craze, like, I seen him perform years ago, and yeah, he's a genius, man.
Yeah, 100%.
Because obviously I come from the vinyl days in it, so watching somebody do what he does on vinyl is, yeah, ridiculous, man.
You work alongside like various different MCs, and an MC can either make or break a set. What does it mean for you to find the right MCs to work alongside?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, to be honest, I mean, with local MCs anyway, obviously I work with you and Monchi a lot, man. We always vibe together.
Always a vibe, that.
I had like there used to be 4 of us, me, Dizzy, Prince and Wazza. We used to work together all the time. Obviously Prince sort of doesn't do music anymore, doesn't. Me and Diz have kind of moved into our own thing. We do like the Lethal Weapon stuff now.
Yeah.
Obviously Diz is like, he can host any genre.
Any genre.
You can put Dizzy on hip hop, grime,
trust me,
anything, man. Like, Dizzy is just like he like adapts to whatever it is, man.
He's a legend.
And yeah, man, we work together really well. But I mean, you know, there's a lot of really talented MCs, man.
100%,
definitely, man. Big up, like Slimothy D, man.
Yeah,
like,
Slims, man.
Quality, Tactile.
Yeah.
You know, there's loads, man.
Slims is like for me, and I know he's a friend of mine anyway, but Slims does stuff that you don't see MCs do.
Yeah, definitely.
My man
Slims has got his own. He's got his own
100%.
flow, his own style,
100%.
man, and it works, man. Definitely.
There ain't many people that do horse riding, get the ravers to ride horses, invisible horses, fucking conga lines.
And he DJs, man. I caught a little bit of his set the other night, man. Big up Slims, man. He's a wicked DJ as well.
Yeah, best of both, man.
Yeah.
I remember when he first got his decks, and he's come a long way. He really has. What qualities do you think an MC needs when they're hosting for a DJ?
Definitely, like crowd control, stage presence, definitely, man. Because, like I said, man, like, I'm at the back of the stage. Like, I'm at the back of the stage. I don't really need to interact with the crowd, but yeah, they definitely need to be able to do that, man. 100%. Have the crowd there, because I think if you're on stage and you're not confident, the crowd they're gonna feel it, man.
DJ Mills here, and you're now tuned into the sounds of the Dribbz Talks podcast. Keep it locked.
Now, more recently, you've been involved with the lads from Audiotech, and now you host your own tent called Step In at each of their events. Now, can you tell my listeners who may not have heard of the brand Step In what it's all about? Yeah,
me and my mate Josh. We obviously with drum and bass, Paul and Sheppy and that, they've got it on lockdown in Telford, so it wasn't really something that we would ever consider doing. But with me and Josh was like, well, we want to start promoting. Josh used to run Zonked, so I think he was like itching to sort of get back into promoting and that, and was like, well, I'm a garage DJ, I have been for a long time, and he's like, well, why don't we try some garage, man? So we put on an event at the Butter Market. We had like Lighton, big up Lighton, Cliffy, big up Cliffy, man, and a few others, man, like obviously Dizzy hosting, and and Pep, big up Pep.
Yeah.
And yeah, we did that at the Butter Market, man. It worked. No, sorry, we didn't. We did it at Pussycats first.
Okay.
Yeah, we did it at Pussycats. It was still called Pussycats then. And it went off big time, and yeah, man, we've just been putting them on since then. Because I mean, there's not really many people doing garage events in Telford, man.
There's not. Now behind every good plan is a mastermind. So I want to know from you, who was responsible for starting up the Step In brand?
I can't take credit for it, really, man. Like Josh Josh sort of like runs all like the important stuff with stepping, man. He does all the sort of like the social media side of things, and like he's sort of like the brains of it, man.
Is that Josh from the original
Josh
Zonk
Croft,
days, right?
Yeah, from the
Cool.
DJ Clashney, man. Yeah.
Big up, man. That's cool. So what kind of artists do you have perform at Stepping, and is there a particular favourite?
I mean, we've had we obviously Pep used to be in Midlands Mafia, so he's a resident for us, which is massive.
Yeah,
for
that's
us. And
wicked. That is
one of the best sets that we've ever had for us with Stepping has been Pep and Shiverton, man, at the Butter Market, man. That was massive. But recently, since we've been working with Audio Tech and they've been sort of like bringing us in and like we've been like hosting marquees from. We've had DJ Look and MC Neat. We've got Heartless Crew coming to Parkland.
That's massive, bro.
Mate, I grew up on Heartless Crew.
It's massive.
When Mark said to me, he was just like, "What kind of headliners like are we thinking about, man?" And I was just like, "Look, Heartless Crew, man, is the one." For
See,
us.
I was Roll Deep.
Yeah, Roll Deep, but I mean, like Roll Deep with more grime than
more
garage.
grime.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Obviously,
yeah.
Pay As You Go like was before that, but for me, it was Heartless Crew, man. And
So to have them on a brand that you're heavily involved in, that must mean the world to you, bro.
Definitely, man. Definitely. Like I said, big up the entire Audio Tech team, man. Big up Mark, big up Paul, big up Dan,
Yeah,
big
man.
up everybody else.
They do so much, and they break barriers, bro. In my opinion, I've said this to the boys before.
And they're
like,
the nicest guys you can meet
they're
as well,
lovely,
man.
man. And like, being involved in this for so long now, I've seen so many like promoters that have wanted to do. Let's say, for example, Parkland. It's at the arena in Telford. Without mentioning names, there's a few promoters who have contacted the council to do events at the arena, and they've gone,
Yeah.
So whatever them boys do, however they kick them doors down, they kick them down hard,
Mate,
man.
they've got it wrapped up, man.
I
Honestly,
love it.
they have got it wrapped up, man. So professional, man. They have everything covered. They know what they're doing, man.
100%.
Seriously.
So, with you promoting Stepping, from DJing to promoting events, is there a huge difference? And
Massive
and
difference,
How have
mate.
you found this?
Massive difference, mate. Like I don't like to class myself as a promoter. Like obviously, Josh.
Yeah, but you are a little bit, bro.
Josh is the more laid back one. I'm the stress head. So like I get so stressed coming up to an event, and Josh is like, "It'll be fine, mate. It'll be fine." And like yeah, I get stressed with it all, man. I like to think definitely more of myself as a DJ. Like I'm sort of like part-time promoter.
Yeah. Mate, my heart goes out to any promoter, because like we used to do, this is years ago, and it was little, it wasn't nothing big, but we used to do a night called Base Camp, and it was at Churchill's Bar in Wellington. I'm talking like 18, 19 years ago, and the biggest stress for me running them nights was set times, bro. The DJs, I can't do that time. I'd rather do this one.
Yeah.
And
it's always the day before, innit?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Yes.
It's never in advance, man.
Nah, that's it. Yeah, man. Do you know what? Was that a base camp event? Because I think me and you performed together at 42s, man. Like
So that
years
was
ago,
that
bro.
was Base Pollution.
Base Pollution, yeah, man. I got shouted for that, man. Like I think it was like last minute. I think someone dropped
Did
out.
we perform together on that? Did we?
I think so, bro.
Come
yeah.
on. Yeah, Base Pollution, they had some big names, man. I mean, at 42's nightclub, for example, like they did the garage night, and it was like DJ Cameo, Easy was there. There was a lot of people there, and it ended up there was loads of crews that came down. I'm talking like I was stood outside 42's because it was the downstairs was pure garage, and there was like some one extra favourites and that, and then upstairs you had like Nicky Black Market, X-Man back in the day, Simon Baseline Smith, Taxman Jaden. There were so many people, but anyway, the garage room downstairs, it ended up all getting locked off, bro, because
Moody. Yeah.
A lot. I'd never experienced garage raves. This is my first time, and my god, you had like the ladies dancing around the handbags, the blokes kind of stood with them and that, and then someone CS gassed the place, man, and then like people were, bro, we were stood outside 42's, and honest to god, there was coaches coming down from Derby, Leeds, Birmingham. There was these coaches, man, and they were just coming. The place, the garage room was packed out, and then someone CS gassed the place, man.
Do you know what I find though with that? Yeah, is I find that back then it would have been when grime and garage were sort of one and the same thing.
Right.
Now that grime isn't really played in garage events.
Two separate audiences, right?
It's two separate audiences. Like the crowd that we always have at Stepping is just vibes. We have never had any problems whatsoever. It's always been just good atmosphere, good vibes, man.
There you go. Is there any negatives to running an event?
Yeah, definitely, man. Dealing with like everybody, trying to, like you said, man, set times. Like I try and leave all that to Josh, which doesn't always happen. But
That's kind of you, bro.
I know, yeah, but like. Yeah, I always say to him, man, like you're the brains, I'm the talent, man. We'll leave it at that, like. But it never tends to work like that, man. Yeah, dealing with set times and stuff is stressful, and like I said, man, it's always last minute. Like you can send out like set times months in advance, and then it'll come to the day and it'll be like, actually, mate, I can't make that. Which is fair enough. People have got their own lives, but obviously then you're like, shit.
Exactly that.
It's not just a case of reassigning one person; it's a case of reassigning a few people, and it's a nightmare.
It's a knock-on effect in it as well. Do you know what I mean? You move one set time, then someone else. Yeah, it's just crazy.
Yeah.
Now moving on from stepping, then like living this life can bring some pretty random moments, bro. And I'm talking really random moments that if you didn't experience them yourself directly, you'd never believe it. But I'm keen to know off you, can you think of some absolute random moments that have happened to you in the raves?
Yeah, trying to convince some guy in London to let me take my car home.
What?
Yeah, basically.
Explain that, man.
We got booked for this event. I think it was me and Prince, to be honest, yeah. We got booked for this event in London. So we've gone down there. Took me ages to find somewhere to park, and I mean, to be honest, even that, I don't think I parked somewhere I was supposed to anyway. Anyway, we're running really late, so I've ended up just dashing my car, locking it up, coming back, and there's just a crowd of people all around my car. So I'm like, shit. And I've clicked the unlock button, obviously the lights have come on, and yeah, like the guy's just like, is this your car, mate? And I was like, yeah. And like, obviously, can I have a lift? All that sort of stuff, man. So yeah, trying to get my car back off a load of crackheads in the middle of London.
Jeez.
That was a ropey one, man.
Yeah, 100%. For me, my one that I'll never forget was I got booked to in Newtown with Drum Sound, and halfway through the set, the fire alarms went off. That was just madness, bro. And like, it was vibing, and then we all had to get out, and we're all stood by the cars. There's like me, Monchi, this Drum Sound, and we're like waiting for the fire engine to come to check the venue over, and people just started dispersing then and going to other clubs, bro. So like, when we're able to come back in, there was about 4 people in the place. You know what I mean? It was madness.
Mate, I ripped my jeans getting up on the stage at Circle 8. Big up Basin and Joe Blow from Circle 8. Yeah, we all went down there as a full crew. Me, Prince, Dizzy and Woz. The stage was proper high, man. I think it was in Buffalo in Cardiff. And yeah, my mate at the time, she'd come down with us, and I kind of like leaned on her shoulder to sort of like step up, and it was like, she was like, what was that? I was like, my jeans have just completely ripped, man. And obviously I've had to do the whole set, man, with my jeans completely ripped out.
Oh shit!
So yeah, that was a dodgy one, man.
I can remember Monchi. Where was it at, man? Where was it at? It was in a venue in Telford, but it was in Wellington. I think it was Midnights. Monchi fell off the stage, man. He fell off the stage.
Big up Monchi.
Yeah, man. He fell off the stage, and that was a bit of a rolling joke. I can't think who it was with. Nah. There was a DJ, and she'd witnessed it, basically. And then when we'd seen her again on road a few months later, she was like, is that stage all right? You know what I mean? And yeah, it was quite funny. But luckily, if not too many people witnessed it, but I definitely witnessed that one, mate. Now, moving on from the DJing then, have you ever tried your hand with production?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I've got a few beats on my SoundCloud now.
Come on.
Big up Tricks from DC Studios, man. He's like the sensei. Like, that guy is a genius on the buttons.
Legend.
Production-wise, yeah, I've never ever seen somebody work the way he does, man. Like, he's a genius, man. Seriously. And yeah, so he's been recording our mixes for ages. Like, whenever I go there with Diz or Prince or Woz or whatever, it's always at DC's. And yeah, man, when I started wanting to be a producer, that's where I went, and he kind of showed me what I needed to do, and it's kind of like guided me in the right direction. So yeah, man, if you go on my SoundCloud, man, there's beats I've made on there. Yeah, definitely.
Was that quite welcomed as well? You know, when you've passed it around to people, have they been quite impressed?
Yeah, man.
With it?
I mean, I did a bootleg of Little Man by Sia,
okay,
Garage classic. That goes down massive in the raves. I've done a tune called Real Bad Man that Dizzy has
Real
vocal.
Bad Man. I know that one.
Yeah, it's got that sample, yeah, man.
Real
So we've got an animated music video out for that now.
I've seen it, mate. It's wicked.
Yeah, so that one's done really well.
Who did the animated video for that?
Mr. Pickle, man. Pete Riley, man. Big up. He's wicked at what he does.
He must have took some time and effort into
definitely,
that, bro.
man. Yeah, he's wicked at what he does. If you need any animation work, he is the guy to go and see, man. Honestly,
you might have to link me up with him,
yeah,
mate.
Definitely, man. The guy's amazing at what he does.
Where's he based,
he's a wicked DJ as well.
Yeah. Where's he based?
He's based in Telford, man. Yeah, he's based in Telford, mate. Yeah.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Have you ever released any studio mixes with any like well-known artists? I'm sure you've touched with Reality.
Yeah, I've done a mix with Reality. Nutcracker. Me and Nutcracker did a mix. I've done a garage mix with MC Viper, man.
Come on.
The garage legend MC Viper.
That's wicked, mate.
Yeah, that's on my SoundCloud right now, man.
Who was the other drum and bass MC you've done a mix with? What's his name? Man. I can't think of his name now. But you've done a mix with a certain drum and bass MC from London. He put vocals on.
Shady, man. Yeah, me and Shady have got. There's a mix on Mixcloud. Me and Shady.
I did not know that, bro.
Yeah, me and Shady, man. But that wasn't a studio mix. That was recorded live at Suki, man. Big up Dave, man. From Suki 10. Yeah.
No, that's wicked, mate.
Yeah, man. I can't think off the top of my head, man.
No, it's all good, mate. It's all good. How was it to work with these artists?
Yeah, wicked, man. Definitely.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, Viper. I've been listening to Viper since I was a kid, man. And, like, he's still at the absolute top of his game.
Yeah, he is.
So there's always that moment, yeah, when you're talking and then you send the mix over and you think, that mix is never going to come back to me, man. That mix is never going to come back to me. And then, like, literally, like, it was one day.
Serious?
And then he was like, what's your email address, mate? And I was just like, this is my email address. And then, yeah, he sent me the mix over and I couldn't believe it, man.
That's decent work rate, that.
Yeah, man, the guy is like just an absolute professional, man. Because I think what he does is like he goes in and he just records it as if he's going to be on a stage. Like,
Okay.
And he even says in the mix, he's just like, look, he's like, we're running through this one take. So, yeah, man, that was wicked working with Viper. Obviously, Nutcracker, yeah, that was wicked working with him, man. Nutcracker's absolute legend, man. I got a lot of time for him. I think he's one of the best in Brum, definitely.
Yeah, and
Unique, man.
Definitely, yeah. There ain't many that's close to his style, you know. Is he still rolling with the Flying Squad and that?
I'm not
Or
sure.
Is that
man,
even
to be
a thing
honest.
nowadays?
No, I'm not sure. I saw him at D&B Shellers. Yeah, I saw him at D&B. No, it wasn't even D&B Shellers, man. I saw him at Reality's birthday bash.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw him at Reality's birthday bash a couple of weeks ago. Big up Reality, man. That was absolutely unreal, man.
Was it? It
Honestly,
looked like it was going to be.
The Misrepresent and Juice Man set, one of the best live sets that I've seen for ages, man. Yeah, unreal.
Misrepresents a G, mate.
She was playing some absolute bangers, man. And obviously Juice Man, everybody who knows me knows he is one of my favourite
He's one of my
hosts,
favourite.
man.
In fact, mate, I've got Juice Man coming down in a couple of months' time.
Mate, the guy is
for a
sick, man.
podcast. So I'm looking
Absolutely
forward to
unreal.
hearing about his story. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, he's a good guy. Misrep is a wicked DJ.
Yeah,
We
I
did
agree.
I feel like it was a Halloween special in Kettering with Misrepresents, and she came with this like full like neon mask, and she just did the whole set in this mask. It was surreal, mate.
Yeah.
But she definitely brought a vibe, mate. And she turned up. I feel like she was in the venue still, but we were like clock watching. It was like 2 minutes to our set, and we were like, she ain't coming. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Miss Rep turns up, and there she is, and her presence, and yeah, man, she smashed it, bro.
Yeah, she lit that place on fire, man. And obviously, Juice Man, for me, as soon as I walked in, I was like, I recognise that voice, man. Juice Man, and yeah, he's one of the best.
Juice
man.
like catches it off beat, doesn't he?
Yeah, definitely, man. Like, I feel like he I don't. Well, it might not be that, but he makes everything seem so flawless. Like he's freestyling what he does. Do you know what I mean? He's amazing, man.
So with these studio mixes, did you approach them or did they approach you?
I approached Viper. Yeah, we were talking anyway because I'd sent him over a demo and we were going back and forth. He was talking to me about like, you know, garage DJs coming through and stuff, and I was like, well, I run an event. I think I'd talked to him about a booking previously, and we got talking, and then I was just like, well, I've got a mix here. And he was just like, yeah, man. He's like, send it over. And I was like, oh, shit. Do you know what I mean? But not thinking it was going to do anything. And
That's
then,
mad.
Yeah, obviously Nutcracker, I know him through Pep.
Yeah.
And Braids, big up Braids. Me, Dizzy, Pep, Nutcracker, Braids, Selector X, and a few of us. We all went down to Brady's club that he used to own in Birmingham when it was closed. And we did like some closed, like after hours sets in there.
Wicked.
And yeah, that's how I got to sort of know Nutcracker, man. And yeah, that's how we did it through that. So yeah, man.
Do you think it's massively important to collab with other artists?
Yeah, definitely, man. Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
and it's
definitely.
like, I feel like it opens ears to other people, doesn't it? You know what I mean? There might be a selection of their supporters that have never heard of you and vice versa.
Yeah, definitely, man. I mean, obviously with the people that I've worked with, I've sort of been brought into different situations that I wouldn't have been brought to if I was just working on my own. Definitely, man.
Yeah. No, I get that. So who would be, if you had one person, who would be your dream artist to collab with? If you could collab with anyone, who would be?
Got to be Hazard, innit? It's got to be like making a beat with Hazard, definitely.
Yeah, I get that.
100%. But I mean, MC wise, obviously X-Man's top of his game. I got to DJ for X-Man at D&B Shellers when Ego Tripping was late a couple of years ago, man. Gumpster come up and he was just like, Ego Tripping's running late, are you okay to DJ for X-Man? I was like,
are you okay too?
Are you mad? Like, yeah, of course I am. So yeah, I mean, MC wise, it'd probably be obviously X-Man or Evil B, man.
Yeah, Evil B, mate. Jeez,
He's
them
killing
lyrics,
it with Boo
man.
at the moment, man. That
He
combo of him and Boo is just unreal, man. And
Yeah.
obviously Headaches and X-Man.
Headache, X-Man, yeah.
But to be honest, for me, it was always Problem Central, man, was the crew
Big,
for me.
mate. Yeah.
It's shit to not see them on lineups
It is, isn't it? Because them two, man, honestly, like, yeah, I've got a lot of respect for Evil B, mate. Like, I've listened to his mixes that he's done, like, so much. I mean, is it HBS? You know, the volumes.
With Logan D,
jeez,
yeah.
mate, honestly.
But as a garage MC as well, like as B Live, mate, he's unreal, man. Like
Yeah.
he's at the top of like two different genres,
Yeah.
man. You know, you don't get much of that.
He's
really.
untouchable, mate. He's big, man, for sure. It's crazy, mate. So, moving on to something that I like to talk about and advocate in everything that I do, and that is men's mental health. So, you can choose to answer this in as much detail as you want, or you can be as brief as you want. There's no pressure, bro. But have you ever struggled with your mental health?
Yeah, man. Only really once, man. Sort of like towards the end of last year. Yeah, like sort of. It's one of them things where a lot of stuff goes on at once, and when like bad times dribble in, like, do you know what I mean? You can sort of deal with them, but when everything sort of seems to go wrong at once, it kind of knocked my head off a little bit. Yeah.
Was it yourself that kind of realised that you were struggling, or was it other people around you?
It was definitely me, mate. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, it was definitely me, man. And I did what I had to do. I made sure that I had someone that I can talk to, and I went to sort of like talking therapy, and that sort of like.
How did you find that? Did it help?
Yeah, massively, man. Yeah, definitely. Like I knew when I was ready to come out of it. I think there was a time when I was like, well, I got that talking therapy thing today, but I feel like there's somebody who needs this more than me now. So I just said to her, like, I think this is it. Like,
Yeah.
so.
It's good that you were aware of that. Are you someone that like locks himself off from the world when you're struggling?
100%, mate. Yeah, people realise that, definitely. Yeah, 100%. I am. Yeah.
I know when I checked in on you before, you said that to me. You were like, don't worry about the absence, bro. It's what I do. Do you know what I mean?
It's definitely what I do, mate. Yeah, definitely.
So when we talk about what steps did you take to support that, you mentioned about talking therapy. So, obviously you said that was there anything else that you were?
To be honest, mate, I sort of started going to the gym more and going walking up the Wrekin and stuff, and I sort of like went the opposite. Like where before maybe I would have like started drinking and doing that kind of stuff, I thought I'll go the opposite, and I started looking after myself more, like eating better and training and stuff, going to a personal trainer and just looking after myself, really, mate. Yeah,
all that can have a mad impact on you, can't it? I've heard from a lot of people, like, if you're struggling, get out and walk, man.
Yeah, 100%.
There's plenty. We're in Shropshire, or like,
get up the Wrekin, man.
Yeah, I've heard this, and even taking like my dog for a walk and stuff, it can be like some of the most peaceful time that I find, and it's a good time for thinking as well. I do a lot of masterminding when I'm walking the dog. Yeah,
definitely, man. I tend to I take my headphones and I have them in, but then most of the time there's nothing playing on them. Do you know what I mean?
Really?
Like, yeah, it's
that's
weird.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's weird. I've just got them in. Like,
why is that then, bro?
To stop people talking to me when I'm walking past, man.
Mate, that's a great idea. That is a great idea. You know what, right? Like, for me, obviously, I don't know if Fader is different to me, but for me, like, Dribbz and Ad are two different people. Like, Dribbz is like a mask for me. It's like an alter ego.
Yeah.
Like, when I get into that rave and I put the shades on, I put the cap on, it's like it's business. But like Dribbz can be the most outgoing person ever. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, even now, like, it's the most outgoing person ever. But the real me hates small talk, bro.
Yeah.
Like, if I see someone coming to me in the supermarket, I'll go the opposite way just so I don't have to give small talk.
Yeah, I get that, man. Definitely. Yeah, I get that, mate. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I'm the same, I think. I mean, to be honest, like, in a rave, we have to be sort of sociable,
We
man.
do.
I'm a very, like, I talk a lot. Anybody that knows me will say I talk a lot anyway. Like, I never shut up. People who I work with would back me up on that 100%. But, yeah, I mean, to be honest, I mean, I'm definitely a lot sort of more sociable and more willing to talk to strangers in a rave, because I feel like that's what we have to do, man. You know what I mean? It's just one of them. You've got to come across as sort of a friendly, approachable artist, man.
You have to, yeah. There's a big problem if you don't want to speak to anyone and stuff. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. If you're just in the corner of a rave waiting to go on moody with a screw face on, it's not
going to work, man.
Nah, it's not it, man.
And so with regards to the mental health, then, is there any advice that you would give any of my listeners who may be suffering right now?
Just make sure you look after yourself, man, and talk to people about it, man. That's what I like. I did withdraw myself for a little bit, but I recognised that I was doing it. So I knocked that on the head, and I spoke to people, and I made sure that I talked to people, and I got myself out of my own house. And even though I spent a lot of time on my own company, I was out of the house and, walking my dog and stuff like that. So
yeah, 100%.
yeah, just look after yourself, man. Don't just go into that sort of like spiral of just drink, drugs and stuff like that. Just look after yourself, man.
Yeah, definitely. That's sterling advice from someone who's actually been through it. Do you know what I mean? And finally, then, with regards to the podcast, what do you hope that my listeners take away from this podcast? I think, firstly, a general overview of yourself. Do you know what I mean? It's all very well turning up to a rave, seeing Darkfada, and not really knowing anything about you.
Yeah, man. Go and just if you wanna listen to my music, man, it's out there. It's on YouTube. It's on SoundCloud. It's on that kind of stuff. But yeah, man, just if you see me in a rave, come and say hello. Definitely, man.
I think, like I said, you're a very approachable person,
like
man. You ain't going to tell no one to do one just because they want to say hello to you. Do you know what I mean?
Definitely not, man.
Right. Okay. So that brings us to the end of the podcast, but I'm not going to let you go just yet. I've got some quick fire questions. Now, with these, mate, I don't tend to plan these. There's no right or wrong answer, but this is my favourite part of the show because I get some wicked answers. You can choose to pass, bro. There's no pressure to answer everyone. You can pass, okay?
Yeah, man.
But quick fire questions, so this is just kind of off the top of your head. So firstly then, Fader, if you could have one superpower, what would it be?
Flight, definitely, man.
I get that all the time. Everyone says
man.
fly.
Yeah, flight.
Everyone says fly. If you had to eat one meal for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Right at this very moment now, I reckon spaghetti bolognese, man.
Like a good spag bol, do you, mate?
Spag bol, mate. Love a good spag bol, man. Yeah, definitely.
You got any secrets to your spag bol? Because I've heard a few people put like sugar in it. I was speaking to Baseface the other day, and he was like, I put chocolate in mine. I'm like, chocolate in your spag bol? He's like, bro, trust me, it's a game changer.
Do you want to know my main secret for it? Get someone else to cook it, man. that's my main secret.
Love that.
That's my main secret, man.
Love that. If you had a chance to explore space or the ocean, which would you choose?
Probably space, because like the open water is like one of my irrational fears, man.
Really?
Definitely, yeah, 100%.
You couldn't do deep sea diving like Monchi does or anything?
Not, man. 100%, nah.
Have you ever had, I mean, this is a bit cliche, it depends if you believe or not, but have you ever had a paranormal or an unexplained experience?
Not that I can think of off the top of my head, mate. Nah.
No?
No.
MC Lively was like, have you done acid? And I was like, no. Okay, if you had to describe your style of DJing in 3 words, what would it be?
Erratic, I guess. Yeah, definitely, man. I tend to just try and use all the equipment, man. If I've got 4 decks, they're all getting used.
You're having
man.
it there, yeah.
They're all getting used, yeah. Yeah, I'd say a bit erratic, man, definitely.
2 more?
Oh, 2 more?
Yeah, man, there's 3 words, bro. Erratic. You're definitely versatile, the way you can switch up to garage, drum and bass.
And tidy mixing, definitely, man.
Definitely.
Nothing's coming out of my headphones until I think it's ready to
Yeah,
be.
your mixes are tight for sure, mate. If you could snoop through one person's private life, who would it be?
I'd love to have a look on Hazard's music hard drive, man. Definitely, man. Listen to some of them unreleased bangers, definitely.
I reckon it'd just be full of memes, bro, to be honest with you.
Yeah, more than likely, yeah.
What's the most random thing you've seen at a house party? You don't have to name names, bro.
Yeah, all right, so I'm definitely not going to name names on this one. Like, a lad that I know, he pissed himself on the floor at my mate's house, yeah? So a few of the lads felt bad for him, so they took him upstairs, yeah? Somebody changed him, yeah? Fuck knows who it was. He's come downstairs, kicking off a couple of hours later, like, what the fuck, yeah? And we're like, well, you pissed yourself, mate? He's like, no, I didn't. And we're like, well, you've got somebody else's jogging bottoms on, yeah? And obviously he's looked down and been like, oh, shit. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that was a bit of a random one.
That's crazy, man. What's one sport that others enjoy that you think's a little bit daft? I'm
not a fan of football.
Are you not?
Nah, man. Boxing and snooker are pretty much the only sports I like, mate.
Okay. Yeah. Mine's F1. I just can't understand why
F1.
People like it, mate.
Yeah, and that's one of them sports that I can't believe people go places to watch, because it's like vroom, and then you don't see anything for like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
mad, isn't it, bro? Golf as well. I can't understand golfers either. Like I'm all right, like the drive range, just twatting the ball, but when they take it seriously and they have to go after that little ball that's fucking fired down there.
I don't like watching it, yeah. But have you ever played it on like the PlayStation or something like that? It's fucking wicked, man.
Is it?
So addictive, honestly, man.
What about football? Do you not like playing football on
I do
PlayStation?
like playing FIFA, yeah.
Yeah,
I do
but you don't like
playing
watching
FIFA.
it?
Now, I used to be a big football fan, man, and you're not going to like this, but I used to be a big Villa fan, yeah.
Get out of it.
But, yeah, man, I think music kind of took me away from football, man, and then I can't really watch it. I watch the World Cup and stuff.
Yeah,
but,
yeah. Okay. Have you ever had a celebrity crush?
Probably loads, mate. Yeah, probably fucking loads.
You got a main one?
Oh, shit, man. Putting me on the spot here.
I know, it's what it's all about, bro.
Definitely Angelina Jolie, man.
Come
She's
on.
up there, 100%, man. Yeah. Yeah.
Is that Miss Tomb Raider?
Yes. Yeah.
And finally, if you could choose one song that would play each time you entered a room, what would it be?
DJ Crust, Warhead.
Oh, yes, mate. Classic. I like
Yeah.
that. I love that. Any particular reason? Has it got a fond memory, or do you just love the
I
track?
think, like I mentioned that Brocky tape earlier, yeah, I think that was the tune because Brocky always plays Warhead.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
It's one of his staple tracks.
100%.
I remember hearing it and not knowing what it was because I wasn't a drum and bass head and just trying to find this tune for ages, man. And then I think I went into Flip Records and I was like, "There's this tune. It goes bum 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 bum," and he was like, "It's Warhead by DJ Crust," and then. He was like Coop from Human Traffic, man.
Oh, really?
He was like
Yeah,
a
yeah,
proper sort of like blagger, man. I think that vinyl was probably about £5 and he charged me about 25 quid for it.
Seen you coming, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
Seen you coming.
So,
Because
yeah,
back in the
that.
day, there was no Shazam or anything, was there?
Nah,
You couldn't
not at
just
all.
go, "What's this track?" and have
You
a
just
look.
have to make yourself look like an idiot, miming
That's
it.
it.
and,
That's
you know.
it. Well, you'll be pleased to know them quickfire questions are over, bro. I just want to say thank you so much for joining me in the hot seat, mate.
Big up, man. We've been trying to sort this for a minute, man.
We have, and I kind of rang you a few hours ago and was like, "Fuck it, should we just do it?" And you've slotted it in, mate. So
Yeah,
I
man, we've
appreciate
done it.
that,
It's
man.
done, man.
Appreciate your time. So this has been DJ Darkfada on the Dribbz Talks podcast. All the usual stuff, guys. Give it a like, give it a share, subscribe if you can. I see so many of my people liking and sharing the videos, but if you can hit that subscribe, because I'm trying to build this platform. We've got some really exciting guests covering so many different genres and topics. So for everyone else, have a blessed week and keep it locked. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Dribbz Talks podcast. We're bringing it to you real, raw and uncut. A safe place where we can talk about anything and everything. So like, share and subscribe. But most importantly, keep it locked. Everything's gonna be just fine. Everything's gonna be okay. Just take one step at a time. That's what the leaflets say.